take a shot at this. I'll tell you right now, all of my words aren't going to be perfect. This is a tough one for me. So, been some speculation, been some rumors. Family. I've been heavily involved, but just trying to. First thought was, let's contain this. Let's contain this because we don't have information to give. And I'm talking about Cris Lencioni. Cris Lencioni has been on really his career's in this beautiful spot. Got a great contract with Bellator. He had a big win over Cody Law. This was the end of last year. And he just got signed to the biggest fight of his career, which would be against James Gallagher. So, he was training. And he was at a new gym. They invited him out there and said, hey, we got some good bodies, some good coaching. We'd love to have you. Cris took him up on it and went to a new gym. He was in the process of working out. They were doing MMA sparring. They happened to be in a grappling situation at the time that Cris lost consciousness. And he was not in the process of being punched or a chokehold or something like that. He was just in the process of getting his workout in, and he lost consciousness. So the folks at the gym, and thank heavens for them, they just sprung into action. Called 911, an ambulance comes, and Cris had not gained consciousness. So all this while, what's that mean and what's that look like? I don't have the answer to that, by the way. I don't know. I mean, even if you're out in the open like we are now, it has the same effect on your body as if you're underwater, right? If you've lost consciousness and you're not taking in oxygen, you're essentially drowning. So they get an ambulance, they get him to the hospital. And this was a week ago. Immediately, they believed that the following day, Cris would gain consciousness and he himself could share some insight as to what happened. How did we get here? And when the next day came, he didn't gain consciousness, and that wasn't alarming. They just said, hey, look, it's going to be the next day. This wasn't overly alarming. In the process of all of this, Chris's wife is able to get out there and be by his side as this started to unfold. But as the days start going by, and I'm just bringing this to you guys because there is some speculation. And when there's speculation, you probably think, well, so what, right? I get it. I fully get it. Now that I'm in this spot, though, I can tell you it hurts for whatever reason. The speculation hurts. I don't know why, and I know you don't do it to be painful, but for some reason when there's rumors and they're going around or there's statements and they're not true, it's psychologically, but it has some kind of effect. It really does kind of tug, and it's an emotional drain as well of energy, which is hard to come by in these situations. So I'm just sharing with you. I'm not coming down on you by any means, but I'm just letting you know that I'm choosing to make this video. Family has chosen to support this idea just so we can kind of get you some accurate information. Now, here's one of the problems. I don't know how accurate I can get you. Like, let me give you an example. Cris is in the hospital. He has not regained consciousness. So they've got his vitals, they got his signs, they're able to do all sorts of things. Everything does steer us to the direction that he will regain consciousness, and then we go from there. But with that said, that's not called coma. I thought it was. I thought what I just described to you, that I would say he's in a coma. Well, apparently he's not. I had a doctor smart me on that and say, no, this isn't a coma, this is, and then use some word that I didn't understand. So while I'm trying to stop speculation, I'm trying to give you information. There's a lot that I don't have. We also had one piece of very good news. And that was Chris's wife was in the room with him. And she told him, this before they knew she was in there and threw her out, but she told him, hey, here's what's going on and here's what they think. If you hear me and you're with me, I need you to blink. And he did. He did blink. So, what you make of that? I mean, it was hope for me. I'll tell you that. I've gotten updates every single day, and I'll tell you that was the one that I needed to hear. So, just kind of depends where you're at. I would ask that you guys do keep him in your thoughts, though. Please. Keep him in your prayers. Whatever God you believe in, we can at least all agree on one thing. Prayers and thought Doesn't hurt anything. Bellator MMA. Oh, jeez. The way they stepped forward and saw this. Mike Mazzulli, the president of the ABC, had medical forms from Chris's past, and he just got the doctors everything they needed. Mazzulli probably doesn't even know how helpful him picking up that phone and being there for the family was. But great people we've got in the sport, guys. Great people. You're some of those great people, and we got a great one that needs some of our thoughts right now. He hasn't gained consciousness, even if I'm lacking some of the medical terms. Maybe I'm a little optimistic, but that eye blink meant something. He can come out of this thing, guys. He can come out of it if we all band together and we pray for him.